Hi, and welcome back to Ask Ellen. Real questions, real talk, real change. Today we're diving into something that a lot of women struggle with, at least at some point in their life, and that is attracting the same patterns over and over and over again. You know the ones I'm talking about. The same type of relationship, the same type of friendships, the same type of job dynamics, the same type of emotional cycles, and actually the same lessons, but repackaged in different people. If you've ever asked yourself, why do I keep repeating the same patterns over and over again? Well, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Ellen, and I'm a personal coach. I like to help women get through the struggles and the little bumps that happen in their lives so that they can have a more fulfilling and happier life. Let's get into today's topic. Look, patterns are not random. I will tell you that I'm a person who believes that we come into our life here on earth, we incarnate to learn lessons. We're learning how to be kinder to people, to express love better, to let go of the pain and the hurt so that you can grow and evolve. That may not be your belief system, but that's okay because patterns happen scientifically as well. It's almost like when you keep thinking that you deserve something, it keeps coming back to you. So you've got to learn how to unlearn those silly patterns that you've put on yourself. So even if you believe more spiritually that you're here to learn lessons, or that it's all by science and that things keep coming up, I'm going to help you through it today. And here's the truth. You don't attract patterns by accident. Patterns are teachers, whether you want to believe it or not. Some patterns are tough. Some are really easy. But they all teach us something in order to move on, in order to feel more confident in ourselves, in order to have a happier life. And if you're still repeating things, you need to take a break and figure it out. Find out what that pattern is. Why do you keep attracting it? And what are you supposed to be learning from it? Patterns repeat because something inside of you is trying to get your attention. It's time to listen. And remember this, it's not punishment. You don't have bad luck. It's actually a sign of clarity, or it should be a sign of clarity so that you can stop and think about what's going on. What's the lesson that I have to learn here? Most patterns come from one place. Someplace deep inside that feels familiar. Wait, I'm attracting these things that I don't want because it's something familiar? Yes, because on some level, even if you grew up with something that wasn't really right, it's familiar to you. You understand it. There's a comfort there, whether you liked it or not. It was a comfort because that was your childhood. That was something that was bringing you up. And that's why it's harder sometimes to release yourself from the patterns that you're holding on to. If there was chaos in your home, that's normal for you. When you go into someone else's house and they don't have that chaos, it feels weird to you. Your body kind of says, whoa, what's happening here? If you had to prove yourself to somebody in order for them to show you love, that's how you think showing love is. You don't realize that you shouldn't have to prove yourself to somebody to get that love. If you had to overfunction as a child in order to get some kind of attention, you'll continue to do that because that's how you learned how to get attention. We usually don't attract what we want. We attract what we know, the thing that feels normal to us. And it's only until you realize that maybe that normal isn't really the normal that you want. And when you start learning what that normal is that you do want, you'll start seeing how it is that you are choosing that other normal that you don't want. Once you start doing that, everything will start falling into place. Trust me. Now, I also want you to realize that as a child, you don't know any better to hold on to the good and let go of the bad. So there is no judgment here. And especially be kind with yourself. You don't have to judge yourself. We're moving on from here, so everything in the past is done. Let's move forward. Let's be stronger. Let's be gentler to ourselves. And let's have a happier life. I'm going to bring some science into this. And look, I'm not a scientist or a doctor, but I just find this fascinating. And it's really important. Your nervous system loves what's familiar. What? It's true. Your body recognizes emotional patterns long before your mind does. If a certain dynamic felt normal to you when you were younger, your nervous system now reads it as, okay, I understand this. This is safe. And it will feel that way even if it's unhealthy. So if you end up choosing the same kind of partner, the same kind of friendships, the same work dynamic, it's not necessarily because of something that you want. It's more that your nervous system has already engaged and realized, oh, okay, this feels familiar. Let's do this again. If your nervous system feels calm, if it feels safe, if it feels like this is a good thing, your mind catches up and it then will also assume that everything's okay. It's not until you start looking into it a little bit more that you'll realize, okay, maybe this pattern needs to change. And in order for that to happen, you need to pull back a little bit more so that your nervous system can understand what it is that you're looking for. This is why sometimes when people are in a relationship that they don't like, and it's one that they have had before, they'll say things like, you know what, I knew better, but I still did it. It's your nervous system. So how do we work through it? Unhealed wounds create repeating patterns. Patterns repeat to show us what still needs healing. You probably already know on some level, but let me just give you a few examples to maybe help you. If you struggle with abandonment, someone left you in the past, maybe a parent or so, you'll always attract people who aren't emotionally available. I know this sounds so weird, but it's what's familiar. If you struggle with not feeling good enough, you'll attract people that keep showing you that same belief. If you fear conflict for whatever reason, you'll attract people that will take advantage of you because of that fear. If you haven't learned boundaries yet, you're going to attract people that tend to push yours and make you feel very uncomfortable. Patterns don't show up to hurt you. They're just guiding you to show you that you need to address it, that you need to heal from it, that you need to fix your inside so that you can move on. I'm sure by this point, you can think of either something that's holding you back, something that's going on that you're repeating right now, or hopefully you can think of something in the past that happened when you finally said, whoa, I'm done with this. And you learned what that lesson was supposed to be so that you don't repeat the pattern anymore. Let's get into how you can start breaking the patterns. So how do we break these patterns? Number one, you want to notice a pattern without judging yourself. You're doing this for you. It's for your health. It's for your growth. It's for your happiness. Don't judge yourself. Don't be critical of yourself. It's not fair. You can't learn unless you go through the troubles and the pain and the patterns. But if you can sit back and look with clean eyes, clear eyes, a different viewpoint, if you will, and see what you're going through, you'll be able to make yourself aware as to what's going on. And awareness is the first step. You don't want to shame yourself or, like I said before, judge yourself, because that's only going to help perpetuate what's going on. You can't feel safe to change the pattern if you're judging yourself. The second step that you can take to help break any pattern is to find out, what is the pattern trying to teach you? Is it about boundaries, worthlessness, taking up space, being able to stand up for your choices, being able to stand up for yourself? Are you thinking that you're not worthy of being loved? Do you think you should take a back seat to everything else? When you realize what the pattern is that it's trying to teach, it will make it easier for you to see how you've picked that pattern up again. And the funny part here is that you'll start realizing, oh crap, it happened here, this happened here, this happened here, and you'll realize all the times that you had the choice to move forward, but you chose that same pattern. This is so clarifying for people, because they realize, oh, okay, I'm still making the same mistake. But once you realize that you keep making the same mistake, well, that's the money shot, because now you're realizing that you don't have to make that choice anymore. You're going to make a different choice and change the whole game. The third thing you can think about is, what's the belief that's underneath the pattern? I'm hard to love. I'm too much. People just leave. I don't think I deserve the attention. Patterns tend to follow these beliefs. Sometimes it's just as simple as changing your belief pattern to make the outcome come out differently. If you think that you're hard to love, why is that? Figure that out. Or start saying to yourself, I'm not hard to love. I'm easy to love. The more you say these things to yourself and changing the narrative, the easier it will be to change the pattern. The fourth thing you can do to help break these patterns is to do something different, even if it makes you uncomfortable. And believe you me, most of the time it will make you feel uncomfortable. Just know that you're going to feel uncomfortable by doing something different. This is the hardest part. Choosing something new, choosing something different. You don't know what the outcome is. But here's the thing. By choosing the same, you know what that outcome is, and that's the outcome that you don't want. So when you choose something new, even though it's different, even though it will make you feel uncomfortable, it could give you the result that you are looking for, the result that you do want, the feeling that you do want. And here's something else that goes with it. If you do then make a new choice, a different choice, but that choice also doesn't give you the answer that you think that it might, or the one that you're hoping for, choose again. You have all the choices in the world. You don't have to have this or that. There are so many different choices, so many different options for you. You just have to be strong enough to choose it. And the fifth thing to help you break these patterns is stop abandoning yourself. Be strong with yourself. Love yourself. Make yourself a top priority. That's what all of this is about. If you're not getting the outcome that you are liking, ask yourself honestly, what do you want? How do we get it? You'll be surprised at how often you'll know the answer. You just haven't done it yet. And that's the thing. Try something new, but try it for you. Be good to you. All of a sudden you'll realize that these patterns that have happened that you don't want anymore, they're going to stop coming because you're going to start thinking of yourself first, prioritizing your happiness. And then you'll see that these patterns are not coming anymore because you've learned from them. And the most thing and the best thing that you've learned is that you are important to you. You might be thinking that you are destined to repeat these patterns over and over. But because you're watching this video today and because you're going to put yourself first, you're not destined to repeat them. You're not stuck. You're not doomed. You're not broken. Things come up for a reason so that you can grow, so that you can be stronger with yourself, so you can be kinder to yourself, so you can love yourself more without judgment, without the pain that comes along with it. Your story can change and will change the minute you realize you don't have to be listening to the patterns that you learned when you were just a child. This is no one's fault. It's not like your parents planned to teach you these things. And I'm sure they weren't trying to hurt you in any way possible. But it's your turn now. Your turn to focus on you so that you can be happier. When you choose peace over chaos, truth over avoidance, self-worth over settling, alignment or happiness over old wounds, you're taking that first step, that first important step to start thinking of self-worth, thinking of yourself, and healing from these old wounds that created old patterns that you just don't need anymore. You don't attract same patterns because something is wrong with you. You actually attract those same patterns so that you can heal, so that you can release the pain, so that you can move forward. Be kind to yourself. Be thankful that you still get the chance to fix the situation. If the pattern came, you didn't learn your lesson, but then just went off, you wouldn't grow. You wouldn't be the person that you need to be, that person that you can be, that person that you're destined to be. So if you have patterns that keep coming up, find out the lesson. Find out what you can do differently. Change the narrative. It's waiting for you. This change is going to be so important for you. And you're going to dive into this year a stronger you, a more confident you, a happier you. So what's the one pattern you are repeating? And what's the step that you're going to take to break that pattern? I'd love to hear from you. Put in the comments. Let's see and help other people get over their repeating patterns. Thank you for being here today. This is Ask Ellen. Real questions, real talk, real change. I'll see you in the next one.